If you are struggling in FC25 or you're just playing the game but deep down you know you can do better and you know you can improve but you don't know where to start, ladies and gentlemen, you just need some tips to improve in FC25. Let me be that guy and let me give you the best tips to improve and take your gameplay to the next level in FC25. So if you want to improve your gameplay and reach high divisions, let me give you some tips on how to do that, from defending to finishing, attacking and passing. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you different tips on how to get better in FC25. So let's jump straight into the video. FC25 is here, and of course the most important thing about the game is coins. Don't you worry about the cost anymore. Check out lootbar.gg. Lootbar is the cheapest and the safest platform on the market. They are 10% cheaper than all other platforms, and another 8% off to use my promotional code and another 5% extra coins. Buying 1 million coins in-game will cost you 10 times more than Lootbar. Many huge content creators are using Lootbar, and not only them, many users stick with Lootbar as well. Fast delivery within 30 minutes. Don't forget to use my code Y5K for extra 8% off. Looking for coins? There is not a better platform other than Lootbar. Now let's move on straight into the tutorial, and first thing I'm gonna be talking about is passing and the new broken first time through pass in FC25. You must have seen this in game. Everyone is using it, especially in foot champs. After playing that weekend league, I have seen it in every single match, and to be fair, I'm using it as well. It's absolutely broken and EA have to do something about it. It's literally one of the best ways to send a through pass, and that is by sending a lob through pass first time. How to do it in game and how to get the best out of it, let me show you. Let's talk in game. First thing first, if you want to send a lob through pass, you have to be holding the L1 button and then press the triangle button on PlayStation, or if you are on Xbox, hold on the LB button and then press the Y button. And the way to use it, basically before you even receive the ball, hold on the L1 button and press the triangle button on PlayStation, and your player is gonna send a lob through pass first time, and it has been absolutely broken so far. Let me give you this clip as an example. As you can see, I'm building up an attack. There is not many options. The ball is now with Erling Haaland, so I passed the ball back to N'Golo Kante, but I was holding the L1 LB button. So Erling Haaland now, after he passed the ball, he's gonna be trying to get in behind. After Kante received the ball, I passed it to Doko, and then with Doko, Erling Haaland is now trying to get in behind, so I go for a first time lob through pass with Doko, and as you can see, it works perfectly. Doko doesn't have the best passing stats and he doesn't have any passing play styles at all, and he was able to pull that off. What I'm trying to say is the way the player is gonna perform the lob through pass is kind of broken. Otherwise, we wouldn't see it in every single match in Foot Champions. Let me give you another example on how to use it in game. Another way that you can use it in game is for tiki-taka and 1-2 from your striker to your center attack mid, for example, or between your right striker and left striker. As you can see on this clip, I intercepted the ball high on the pitch with Dembele, so I passed it to Erling Haaland. There's not many options for me on the attack, so I passed the ball back to Antoine Griezmann, but before I passed the ball, I was holding the L1 button. So now after Erling Haaland passed the ball, he will be trying to get in behind, and as you can see, I went straight for that first time lob through pass with Antoine Griezmann. Erling Haaland is now in behind with a clear chance to score a goal, which of course he did. So as you saw from these two examples that I gave you, you need someone who is trying to get in behind to pull that off. Sometimes you have to trigger your player to get in behind by pressing L1 on PlayStation or LB on Xbox, so you can see your player trying to get in behind, and sometimes it works by just using the right custom tactics. For example, if you are using the butcher player rule or the advanced forward player rule on your striker, you always gonna see him trying to get in behind. That time you don't have to press the L1 LB button, you always gonna see him trying to get in behind, and you can pull off the first time through pass every time you want to. And let's, if your opponent is using this against you, why don't you use it as well? Basically, it's really broken in game. For me, if you ask me, EA have to do something about it. It's cool if you can pull it off with a player who has got the long pass playstyle and incisive pass playstyle, but right now you can pull it off with any player. Doesn't matter if he has got good passing stats, doesn't matter if he has got the long pass playstyle or the incisive pass playstyle. Right now you can pull it off with any player. Now, of course, it would be better with the player who has got the long pass playstyle plus, just like Bruno Fernandes, Patri, Xabi Alonso, basically players who has got the long pass playstyle plus. That time, it's gonna be really overboard and broken in game. And to be fair, it's absolutely great for that tiki-taka. If you wanna play tiki-taka, first time lob through pass can help you to get in behind and play tiki-taka at the same time. I would say this is slightly broken and EA have to do something about it, because this is literally the best way to send a through pass in FC25, and that is by using the first time lob through pass. Now let's move on into the next step, and it's gonna be about defending. Don't touch your defense line, and please, ladies and gentlemen, do not get stressed. I'm not gonna tell you to enjoy the game, because sometimes this game is not enjoyable at all, but what I will tell you is don't get stressed and stay calm. Don't you take your center backs out of position. This is literally one of the reasons why you are losing in FC25. What you have to do is basically defend with your midfielders, defend with your CDMs, right CDM, left CDM. Even if you are using a formation that doesn't have CDMs, defend with your center mids or right mid and left mid. One bad step forward with any of your defenders and it's all gone. Start defending with your midfielders. Start defending even if you can bring your attackers to the defense. Start defending with your attackers. And this is a mistake that you should stop doing. When I'm playing against someone who control his defenders, I know for a fact, even 1 minute in the match, I know I'm gonna score a lot of goals, because defending in this game can be hard sometimes. You need your defenders to be ready, and you need that defense line always there and every defender next to each other. If you are struggling to defend, this is literally one of the best tips that I could give you. Now, I have got another tip later on this video, but for now, as you can see from these clips, I always defend using my midfielders. I only use my defenders when I have to, otherwise I know I'm gonna lose it, especially against that L1 speed boost and other ways to get a speed boost. You can easily lose it all because of one bad move with your defender. So don't control your defenders at all. Start defending with your midfielders. And when it comes to defending, do not rush into tackles. Take your time and use jockey defending. Jockey defending has been always good, and this year I think it's the best way to defend. Basically hold on the L2 and the R2 on PlayStation, or the LT and the RT on Xbox, and you're gonna have the running jockey, which is literally one of the best ways to defend. The thing is, with the stand tackle, you can easily lose it all because of one bad stand tackle and one bad prediction. But with jockey defending, your defender is not gonna rush himself into that tackle. He's gonna stay there and wait for the opponent to react. And when your opponent act, for example, he go for a pass, using jockey you can intercept the pass, or if he go for a dribble, again using jockey you can stop him by using the jockey defending. Just don't rush yourself into tackles. Only use stand tackles when you are certain 100% you're gonna win that stand tackle. And that's the reason why Kondi is one of the best defenders in FC25. Basically, he has got the jockey playstyle plus, and the reason why I said don't stress, because when you are stressed, you're gonna play with your center backs, you're gonna take that step forward with your center backs and leave behind you a huge space on the defense. So stay calm as much as you can and don't trust yourself into tackles. Let's move on into the next step, and that's gonna be about finishing. And yes, you guessed it right, I'm talking about time finishing. And lads, if you don't use time finishing and you are against the idea of time finishing and you say that shit doesn't really work in game, let me just tell you that I was like you last year. I didn't use time finishing, but this year it's actually really important to have when it comes to finishing. I'm not gonna say I was struggling to finish in FC25, but I was having some hard time with finishing, and when I started using time finishing, I realized how important this is in FC25, and EA made it OB in game. Now if I don't use time finishing, I cannot finish at all. And don't you think this is complicated or anything? No, let me show you how to do it in game. First thing first, if you have never used time finishing before, if you wanna learn it now, go to the trainer and turn on the trainer and turn on the time finishing. As you can see now, every time you want to shoot, you're gonna have that bar above your player's head. And when it comes in game, how to do it, basically you have to shoot twice. You have to press the O button on PlayStation twice. First time is whenever you want to shoot, and then the second time is when your player is shooting or just before he shoots. And let me give you a method that will make it easier for you. Use it when your player is shooting or after he shoots. Just the most important thing, do not use it before you play a shoot. Basically, if you use it after you play a shoot, you're gonna get that white thing, which does mean it's a normal shot, but if you use it before you play a actually shoot, you're gonna get that red triangle and it's gonna be a really bad shot. So in game, you wanna press O again when you play a shooting or after he shoot. Just do not use it before you play a actually shoot. And to master it, first you can go to the practice arena, start learning it and start learn on how to get the shot green. Like I said, the most important thing about time finishing, just don't use the second O before you play a actually shoot. Use it when you play is just going to shoot and that give you the green time, or use it after you play a shoot. Just the most important thing about the time finishing, don't use it before you play a shoot and don't get that red triangle above your player's head. If you want to take your gameplay to the next level, or if you are on high divisions already but you don't use the time finishing, you see everyone is using time finishing and they use it for a reason, because it's OP in game, especially on division 2, division 1, elite division, or maybe foot champs as well. So if you want to take your finishing to the next level, start learning on how to time finish. Next step is gonna be about defending again, and one of the best ways to defend in FC25, and that's gonna be by using the second man press. If you don't know, you can make another player that you are not controlling defend for you. That is by holding the R1 button on PlayStation or the RB button on Xbox. With that, you're gonna see that green triangle on the other player that is next to the ball, and you're gonna see him start pressing on your opponent. And this is a thing that you have to be using if you are not using in FC25. And to be honest, in FC24, FIFA 23, FIFA 22, basically second man press is one of the best ways to defend. And when it comes in game, it's absolutely fantastic to start pressing on your opponent and give him less options on the attack. For example, how you can use the second man press in game: start using it in game with your midfielders. Don't use it with your center backs, because that time your center back is gonna get out of position. No, use it with your midfielders. You're gonna see a player that you are not controlling start pressing on your opponent, and with the player that you are using, start cutting the passing lines, start giving your opponent less options on the attack. So if you wanna go for that through pass, you will be there with the player that you are controlling, cutting the passing lines and intercepting the ball. Basically, with the second man press, if you have never used it, you need some time to see how it works in game and get used to it. It's absolutely fantastic to use with your fullbacks as well, not only your midfielders, also with your fullbacks, to stop a winger, and especially to stop that L1 speed boost. The second man press can stop the L1 speed boost. With that being said, lads, these were some tips to improve in FC25. Start using that first time lob through pass and you're gonna see how good it is, and stop taking your defenders out of position. I see a lot of people struggling on the defense in FC25, so I highly recommend you to start using the second man press and jockey defending instead of going for a bad stand tackle or a slide tackle. That will improve your defending a lot in FC25. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe and like. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.